social, social, environmental, and economic, which is actually the status of social economy SMEs. Successful companies integrate all aspects of sustainable development into business processes. So to achieve this transformation and stay successful, different approaches are needed as in the past. It takes a lot, also a change of our mindset. So changes do not happen from one day to another. We have to speed up anyhow. But I believe that we all who are present here today share concern about climate change and a brighter future for us and for our planet. So
sorry, jump in, Barbara. So can you moving the slides, because we don't see if you are moving the slides. We are on the. Okay. Okay.
It works. It works.
Okay. Yes. Now it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it works.
Okay.
So to give you some ideas how to encourage SMEs on their path to transformation, we are going to introduce you today funding opportunities for SMEs, and afterwards we are going to present few study cases to understand challenges and benefits of transforming companies to more sustainable business models. If you have any questions, please write them to chat and we will answer them in question and answer sessions, or later on if it's not possible to answer all at this event. So let me briefly introduce you our partnership and the idea and the purpose of the Seabridge project. The consortium has 7 members. EMI is a coordinator of this project and is a professional establishment incorporating 6 mineral and metal exporters associations. They were established in affiliation with the Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Turkey, and they have nearly 71,000 members. So they are aware of the problems of SMEs, and that's why they could draw up a comprehensive proposal of a project we are talking about today. I'm coming from the Chamber of Craft and Small Business of Kamnik. It's one of 62 independent regional chambers working under the umbrella of organization located in our capital, Ljubljana. We are a partner in social dialogue in Slovenia, so we are representing the interests of SMEs. Besides that, we organize a wide range of consultancy, education, and training for our SMEs so they can compete and be more successful in their daily business. We have then 2 partners from Spain. FEUGA is the flagship organization from Galicia with more than 40 years of experience in the field of innovation and the transfer of knowledge and technology, acting as a catalyst to strengthen links and promote technology transfer and innovation between universities, industry, and society in general. QI Aero is a team of experts that facilitates the sustainability and digital transition in hard-to-abate emission industries. Our next 2 partners I'm going to introduce are coming from Ireland. ERNACT is a non-profit international network for European cities and regions. Their members are public service organizations and universities. They jointly pursue digital transformation funding, development, and transfer of know-how opportunities. I must tell you something. While I was preparing myself for this event, I found out that a distinguished professor from Electrical Engineering Faculty of Ljubljana has become elected as a new ERNACT chairperson in steering committee at the end of this year. So that shows that the networking is really working and that we are all connected all over the world, which makes me actually happy. The partner F6S is also coming from Ireland. It's a global network for startups and entrepreneurs. The platform that they designed helps entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. They provide access to funding and connect entrepreneurs with investors, mentors, partners, and other resources. The seventh partner of our project is CPES. They are from Palermo in Italy. They are also an international organization with expertise in innovation, education, vocational training, entrepreneurship, and lifelong learning. They are also experts in different projects in EU programs. So that much about the project partnership. Before I give the floor to keynote speakers, let me explain a bit about the project idea and its purpose. So the content of the project is based on European environmental legislation, which addresses greenhouse gas emissions and introduces measures that will guide us to become a carbon neutral society. The main objective of the Sea Bridge project is to increase the capacity of SMEs in transition towards greener and more resource efficient processes. So we are also committed to assisting SMEs in the adoption of CBAM legislation. And by sharing best practices, we hope to boost potential new partnerships and the transfer of best practices between countries. So the project, if I may say so, is building a bridge, connecting project partners, connecting intermediaries, experts, SMEs in both EU and non-EU countries. So our common aim and purpose are to find approaches to understanding the legislation and for smoother and greener and digital transformation of our SME. Targets group we are addressing with our project activities are divided into three parts, if I may say so. The most important are social economy SMEs in energy intensive industries, which are iron and steel, aluminum, cement, electricity, fertilizers, and hydrogen. Then, of course, we work with intermediary organizations because you support and provide services to SMEs. And there are, of course, other interested parties, such as representatives of public authorities, journalists, and all those who feel that can contribute with their knowledge, technologies, best practices, innovative businesses, models, etc. Let me explain what has been done so far. The Sea Bridge project was launched at the end of last year in October. And up to now, we have conducted quite a few comprehensive research studies and other activities. So a comprehensive research on CBAM legislation was conducted. Also interviews with experts and SMEs in order to gain the insights into their understanding of CBAM impact. We have also done a mapping of funding opportunities available for SMEs, and that's what we are more in detail talking about in a minute. Okay. We have conducted also 2 international webinars The first international webinar was talking about CBAM. We have presented the interviews with the experts and best practices in funding opportunities. So there were 9 countries present at that event, mostly intermediary organizations and 30% of SMEs. In May, we conducted a peer learning workshop. We were talking about CBAM, but more in detail for intermediary organizations. So we may present now this content to the SMEs we are working with, and of course, some best practices were presented as well. To participants from 7 countries. We are proud to tell you, and we are telling that very often, that we have launched our communication channels, website, LinkedIn, and lately also Facebook. So we need to keep in touch. We need to provide you and all the interested parties with the content we are dealing with the all important data that is that you can use and SMEs can use in their daily business and in approaching the more sustainable transformation. It looks like I have some problems moving these slides. Okay. This is a part of our web page. The reports from the mentioned research will be published on the website shortly. I have to tell you, if you missed any of our webinars, you can find recordings on the project webpage. So in many cases, you can refer to our communication channels. We are proud to announce, and I'm talking about this issue in a few minutes more in detail, that in June we are launching an open call, so SMEs will have an opportunity to apply to financial support to develop their capacity in twin transition. So therefore, you are invited to follow our activities and disseminate them with entrepreneurs you work with, so they will be able to benefit from opportunities offered by the Sea Bridge project. Okay, yeah. Banu or Nisa, are you moving your the presentation, or I am, because it doesn't work really? No. Let me briefly summarize the activities that will follow in the continuation of the project. There will be more webinars and trainings. We will also prepare advisory services for SMEs and intermediary organizations. As mentioned, the direct financial support to SMEs is coming shortly. And of course, some more exchange of best practices. We are working on development of guidelines for SMEs to understand CBAM implementation and access to EU and national funding. And of course, we are fostering sustainable cooperation and partnerships, and we take care of dissemination of our activities as set already. Here is a chart, what is be going on till the end of this year. So today we have the second peer learning workshop. Next Tuesday, We are going to have a national webinar in Slovenia. Already have 130 participants registered. So I'm really looking forward to this event. And open call is coming during the summer, and then some more trainings and webinars, as I mentioned already. So a few words about the open call we are preparing. There are still some details to be discussed, but anyhow, the open call will be launched in July. Social economy SMEs in energy intensive sectors will be able to apply. Sectors will be in detail specified in open call. We cannot talk about them at the moment in detail. We also don't have all the activities yet that will be funded, but that will be for sure soft measures. And here you can find few examples, such as business support services, consulting services for certification and labeling assets, events attendance on CBAM, digital and green transition topics in different manners, and in-company trainings, and probably some more. So what I would like to ask you now is think over the companies, the SMEs you work with, make a list of them. So when we inform you that open call is there, that we can proceed with this information to SMEs, that they will apply and will be able to get some funding. So this is all from my side. I'm now inviting the colleague Carlos to present us the funding opportunities, and he prepared also some guidelines how to get funding maybe easier, or what steps to follow to be successful.
Hello. Thank you, Barbara, for this nice presentation of the project and for introducing me also. So, hello, good morning to all. I am Carlos Iglesias, and I am going to present the funding opportunities mapping that we made in the project on the behalf of FEUGA, one of the partners of the consortium, as Barbara presented. So let me, okay, well, yeah, I just trying to control the slides. So before going any further, I would like to make a brief introduction to the task of the Sea Bridge project involved in the funding opportunities mapping. So as one of the initial actions of the project, we collect a series of good practice in green and digital transition to support the adoption of CBAM regulation for SMEs and intermediaries. So some of these good practice will be presented later, as we have already seen in the agenda. But one of them is directly the large volume of existing funding opportunities, both at regional, national, and European level. With this in mind, we try
your presentation is not going forward.
Yeah, no, I think. Okay, yeah. So what I was saying is that with this in mind, we try to map a good sample of the funding opportunities towards the beginning of this 2024, more or less. So let's take a snapshot of what we find in that moment. So here you can see that we map, as you see in this segmentation, financing opportunities with different territorial scope, as I said before, with different, from different funding opportunities types, grants, loans, services, investment, and other, and both sector-specific and cross-sectoral. Here, we can see the data resulting from that research according to the criteria that we fixed in the previous slide. So regarding territorial scope, although there is a greater volume, as you can see here, of national and regional opportunities in the representation than European, we think that European opportunities are usually larger and allows for greater developments. So that's why we will focus on facilitating them in the following presentation that I will do. As you can see here, most of the funding opportunities are through grants, but there is also a weight that should not be underestimated in service, support, investments, and loans. Regarding the sector applicability, cross-sectoral is a clear winner. It is important to take this into account when defining our projects. We must point out that the mapping of funding opportunities carried out by the project was not intended to be updated, to be updated for now. Therefore, this information is a general overview of the results of the mapping and not a current analysis, but it allows us to see the funding trends and the funding patterns. Sorry, here. Okay, so here are some important ideas to keep in mind regarding the nature of funding opportunities. So the first idea that I want to share is that the opportunities are focused on promoting green and digital transition of SMEs, usually both at the same time, because they often go hand by hand, since digital technologies are usually necessary for an effective decarbonization and an effective green transition. We take the support of the digital to make the green transition. Then the support of these opportunities can materialize, as I said before, in many different ways. In the traditional ways of grants, but also in services, in training, in coaching, in mentoring, in investments also. So there is plenty of possibilities. And it is really important to keep up to date because they are dynamic. They are, especially the open calls, as the one of the Sibir's project, they are dynamic, and we have to keep in mind that it's better to be updated on this. And I also want to emphasize that the funding is both for the SMEs affected by the BAM and the SMEs who want to do the green and the digital transition, but also for those that can offer solutions, the SMEs or the intermediaries that are not directly affected by this, but they can offer solutions to the SMEs. So nice to think on it. And here, just some key findings that you could check whenever you want. But to summarize, there is a huge number of best practice and funding opportunities. The European Commission has programmed a huge investment to make possible a greener Europe, recognizing that digital technologies, as I said before, have a critical role to play on it. The involvement of national governments and entities and regional also is aligned with this European policy, so nice to know. And in order to make easier the access of SMEs to digital and green transitions fundings, the available information should be, as I said, continuously updated and targeted. And for this, we are going to see the next presentation, which I think could be even more interesting than this before, because this before was, as I said, a snapshot of what we found. But now we are going to try to inform you, the intermediaries, on how to analyze funding opportunities and participate on them, or how to direct or guide the SMEs to the right calls, the right programs, and the right involvement in European programs. So yeah, we want to provide some methodology to you, but of course it is going to be in a summarized way. But I hope it will help. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is what I am going to present. I am going to explain how to be involved in European funding programs, mainly what should be the steps and for the applications, and the requirements, the criteria for the applications, and how to find an opportunity which suits you or the SMEs you are supporting, and get involved on it, which I think probably is the most interesting part. So, okay. Here we can see just an overview of the process of being involved in a European funding opportunity. The first step is that the European Commission launches some call for proposals. Then you, as an intermediary or as an SMEs, search on it and applicate on the ones that suits you better. Then it's the evaluation process from the European Commission, and then the European Commission said what projects are approved, and it starts the process of doing the project, which starts with the grant agreement between the consortium and the European Commission, then all the execution of the project, and finally the reporting of the project. Here, the important thing, I think, is to be clear that all types of entities, as you can see in this slide, can be beneficiaries of European projects. Small SMEs or intermediaries are always welcome in the consortiums. So don't be afraid to think that these funding channels are reserved only for big actors. Anyone can enter on this kind of funding opportunities, and this is nice to know. Another important idea is that they are not only reserved for EU member states, they are open to more countries, so yeah, we have to keep it in mind. Here, a list of the different costs that can be incurred within these projects. They are divided in direct cost and indirect cost. The indirect cost depends on the program, but usually they are like 7 or 15% of the direct cost. Yeah, we can finance personal, of course, other direct costs, subcontraction, yeah, different costs that can be financed. The percentage of the funding of this cost depends also on the funding program. It can be 100% all financed by European Commission in, for example, Northern Europe, one of the most famous programs in the European Commission for research and innovation, or it could be like 75%, like in COSME sometimes, or even 50% in Digital Europe, for example. Okay. And here we have different ways of benefit from these EU programs, EU funding opportunities. We have two ways that we can follow. We could be, or we could apply to be partners, and then we have to identify our talent, to introduce ourselves and join a consortium with other partners and define our role in this consortium, do the proposal, and hopefully get approved and do our project. And the other way is to be a coordinator, which is more difficult, of course, and maybe reserved for those entities who has more experience on this. And then you have to define your idea, to find a financing opportunity that suits you, create the consortium, and prepare your project. If it is the first time that you are going to get involved in EU programs, the important thing, I think, is to go as a partner. The main recommendation is to not go as a coordinator, to go as a partner, because coordinating role, it has a lot of heavy administrative and financial workload. And as I said, it's usually reserved for entities with more experience. Even so, if you were a small SMEs or intermediary with a little experience on EU programs, and you are really interested on some call, and you are really interested on making a project, be a coordinator, you could do it, but it would be highly recommendable, as our experience said, to hire a consultant, to hire a specialist consultant to manage all this administrative and financial workload. So we are now going to center on explaining how to participate as a partner. So the first step is to identify your talents. You have to think on your sector, on your thematic area. This is divided in the European programs in topics. Topics are just different thematic areas like health, industry, agriculture, etc. And you have to think about your capacity, what you can bring to a consortium in this area. Then it's just to take the action of describe, of present yourself to a consortium and describe in the most understandable language possible your idea of participation. So how we can find a financing opportunity? A lot of work has been done by European Commission to centralize everything regarding funding opportunities on this portal, on the EU Funding and Tenders portal, which some of you may know, some maybe not, but it's the point to go for all the work in funding opportunities. You must go to this portal, and in this portal you should click the funding, then call for proposals, as we can see in this screenshot, and you are going to see this. You are going to see all the calls for proposals, and you should select here in the filters the program that you are more interested in. By default, I think Horizon Europe appears by default. So it is a good idea, I think, to remove this filter and search better by keywords, by period, by submission status, because as an SMEs or intermediary, we may think that we are interested in projects related with digital transition of hard industry, so we can search these keywords better than in programs, because we may not know which program suits better for our intention. You also have here the option to check closest closed calls, closed opportunities, and this is interesting for seeing what other projects have been funded in past calls to learn for the past to do a better presentation for our project. And when we find a call that is interesting to us, that suits our talent as an SMEs or an intermediary, and that we are interested on, we have to join or to form a consortium. Depends on if we want to be partners or coordinators. Our recommendation, as I said before, is better to be a partner, of course, for the first participations. So we have to click here in this section. When we click in one call, we go down in the web page, and here we have a list of other partners, of other entities interested in this same call that we are. So it's easy. It's really easy. You only have to check the list and to start to text these different entities, because usually those entities are trying to form a consortium. The entities that are announced here in this section are usually coordinators and trying to make a consortium. So it's just a work of writing and to get them know you, and hopefully get into a consortium. If you want to be a coordinator, you have to register here and to create the PIC number and so on. But yeah, for joining a consortium it's even easy. To register, you must have this PIC number that I said of the entity, and it's easy because it's generated when you only register your entity in the portal. You could register anytime your entity in the portal. And the first one that is given is a temporary one, but you can participate with this temporary one. Here we see some interesting resources or tools that will improve our participation in these consortiums, and are, as you can see here, info days and matchmaking events are key to this, because European Commission and different entities like European Cluster Platform, Collaboration Platform, organizes events for each cluster call and serves to meet other interested entities in this call, in this topic that we are interested. And it is usually done through bilateral meetings or through pitching sessions in this kind of events. We have to keep on date on it, and just register. It's always free, so nice and easy. The other main resource could be the national contact points, which are in all countries, and some networks like the Enterprise Europe Network. They can also have access to proposals that are being made, and you can write directly to them and ask about consortiums forming around this call, this topic that you are interested on, or any doubts that you can have regarding different calls. It's a nice point to go to ask. They are usually very, very friendly, and they will help you to get into these European funding opportunities. And finally, we have here the other way of funding with European resources, which is the cascade funding, the open calls, as the one that we are going to make in Severid's project. We think that for SMEs, it is interesting, this kind of funding, the cascade funding. It is very interesting because the open calls usually pay a lot of attention in the SMEs, and they are usually addressed to them, to the SMEs, and especially dedicated to them. There are a lot of heterogeneity and a lot of different typologies of open calls. So some of them are single presentations. You reach funding for your entity, only for your entity. Others are involving consortiums and projects as the funding programs. Sometimes it's direct funding in form of grants. Sometimes it's service, it's support. There is plenty of heterogeneity and plenty of possibilities. The main trouble maybe sometimes that there are small deadlines. The deadlines are smaller, but proposals usually for these open calls are really less workload. The workload of these proposals is less. So yeah, kind of the best and the worst of these open calls. They all come together in that portal as the others in the EU Funding and Tenders portal. But yeah, I would like to mention some other portal that brings them together, which is here, the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, and there are more. But here I put just these two portals because are kind of the most official ones, and you can search on it for your perfect open call. And yeah, here finally some key aspects to improve your participation in European projects. Just keep in mind that you should focus your efforts on areas where you are strong as a region and, of course, as an entity. Improve your stronger areas involved in the topics that you are that you have more expertise. Then it's important to strengthen the ecosystem collaborations because this enable regional mini consortiums and makes it easy to get involved in some calls if you have other partners from your region with which you could collaborate. You should take advantage of relevant previous projects. As I said, you could check it in the Funding and Tenders portal. And yeah, you should dare and perceive. Yeah, they are very competitive programs, and it is possible that we will not obtain funding at the first attempt. So it is important to not give up, as in everything in life, and keep trying because it serves as a learning and improvement process, as well as to strengthen these international collaborations. Thank you all. Sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Carlos. I think in the meantime, you have already answered some questions I have seen in chat for later on. Now I'm pleased to pass the floor to the representative of Mind for Machines Consortium. Janessa Mendes is a project manager and innovation consultant at Association of Metal Companies of Madrid. So please, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Okay, as Barbara said, my name is Janessa Mendez. I'm project manager and innovation consultant, and I think Association of Metal Companies here in Madrid. In our association, we have a department related with the internationalization and innovation. Through this department, we participate in several European projects as Mind for Machines and the Enterprise Europe Network. We are part of this big network, which can also support our SMEs, but also it has been a good partner for Mind for Machine as well. I'm going to tell you in the next slide how we have collaborated with them. Through our my presentation, going to present, of course, my information project, some project stages. I'm going to try to communicate the good practices that we have identified through our cascade funding open calls. I'm going to talk also about the accelerator program that we have prepared for our beneficiaries, how we have been, executed our open calls. I'm going to make a short presentation about 2 practical success stories from our beneficiaries. One of them is for digitalization, of course, and related with energy efficiency and how the IoT have been used in order to reach this energy efficiency on manufacturing companies. And the second success story, it's related with sustainability, specifically to reduce the aim of this sub-project is to reduce the carbon footprint of the manufacturing SME. And by the end, going to tell you more about our strategy for dissemination of the results and how we are thinking about the sustainability of the project after the end of my information project. Okay. Okay, about my information consortium, we are 11 entities from 8 different regions of Europe. As you can see on our consortium is FCCS as well as in Seabridge project. We have the important thing here is the different regions from different Europe's countries give us a wide knowledge about how the manufacturing companies need the ICT solutions in order to reach different goals inside their companies. Okay, so with my information project, we try to give support to manufacturing SMEs in order to test and adopt the latest digital technologies to help them to be more smarter, greener, and of course more resource efficiency manufacturing in order to be aligned with the latest EU policies. My information project is project budget. It's around 5 million of euro. According to this, the program that is funding this project, we have to use at least the 75% of the project to help to the SMEs. Okay. So we have dedicated 3.9 million euros for support SMEs. Okay, and part of the projects are for financial support, and the other one is for our accelerator program. In this project, so we have for one side the manufacturing SMEs, and we have prepared different tools. We have identified some ICT solutions, some funding opportunities beside my farm machines financial support, and also we have designing an accelerator program for our beneficiaries. And with these both parts of the project, the the main goal is to reach or to have digitalized and sustainable SMEs in Europe. How we have supported the world? We have some tools, for example, the investment readiness level assessment. The investment readiness level is a way to see how prepared is the SMEs to receive private or public financing. We have also prepared an open innovation platform where the companies from the manufacturer sector and ICT provider can meet together in order to create a consortium or collaborate for information or for other open calls. We have carried out 2 open calls, and we have also prepared an acceleration program for our beneficiaries from the 2 open calls. My information methodology. So the first part of the project was related with mapping investment sources and clarify some requirements for these investment opportunities, but also we analyze some training needs and identify some skill gaps in manufacturing companies and ICT providers, because our accelerator program was focused on the ICT providers. Okay, during this stage, I think the key point here is the network. Okay, through our consortium, we have a big network counting with, for example, with Enterprise Aero Network, which is a network with a global scope. They are around 350 entities working together through the whole world, trying to help some SMEs in their internalization process, finding some partners or identifying funding opportunities as well. But also the part of the network are some clusters and association. And for this reason, trying to map or analyze the training needs that the company have right now, they have been very useful. As I mentioned, I think it's part of the Enterprise Zero Network as well, but 2 other partners of my information consortium are Enterprise Zero Network as well. So our network is really big. We have, of course, contacted some manufacturing, ICT providers, association, and all the region where my information is located. Okay, so through this network, we have identified some missing skill for manufacturing companies, what kind of ICT solution they are already using, why, if they are willing to invest in ICT solution with private or by their own funds, or with what kind of mechanisms they need in order to invest in ICT solution, what kind of barriers they have to address before or during the inclusion of the ICT solutions on their companies. But also we have identified some ICT for the ICT provider. We have identified also some business missing skills, because as I said, our accelerator program was focused for ICT providers. Okay, for the investment readiness level, I think part of the good practice here was to have an online assessment, okay? And this online assessment is open to any SME, okay? Any SME with a profile on FCSS platform can carry out this assessment. They will receive feedback about where they are stronger, or where are their weakness, so they can focus in that kind of area in terms of to improve the RRL and to and be better prepared to apply or to receive private and public investment. Okay. For our beneficiaries, we encourage them to carry out this assessment before to apply to our open call. Okay, because we use this tool in order to identify since the beginning of the project what kind of support in terms of training they need in order to improve their business. They have to do to take the assessment at the end of the project as well, so we can track how Mindful Machine have helped them with the improvement of their investment readiness level for their companies as well. So this the accelerator program was dedicated for companies, not for the sub-project that we are funding. So I'm going to talk about the accelerator program later on, but this assessment was very important for our project as well. Okay, about the open call. Okay, for the open call, of course, as I saw on the chat, all the applicants answer how can I find a partner to apply to the open call. Okay, so for this reason, we have prepared an open innovation in FCZ platform, where the companies is a kind of landing page where or a blog where the companies can write their what are the solution that they are offering, or the manufacturing companies can say, we have this problem, we are looking for ICT solution in order to address this challenge and so on. But also we here we have, during the first open call, we have dedicated different pages for each challenges that we have identified during the first phase. Because during the first phase, we also identify what kind of challenges the manufacturing company would like to address using ICT solution. So I think after to carry out the two open calls, the first open call, sorry, for the second open call, we have prepared only one page. Okay, only one page to where the companies can meet together and speak about the project that they would like to present to Mindful Machine. I think this is a best way, because according to our experience, it's difficult to promote this kind of pages, because the companies are not very open or are not willing to share what kind of solution they are developing, or from the manufacturing point of view, they don't want to share how they want to improve their processes. So it's not easy, but also we have tried to find other ways where the companies can meet and apply to Mindful Machine. For example, we have participate and encourage the companies to participate in B2Match events. Also, for example, the Hanover events, we have presented My for Machine and encouraged the companies to be part of the event so they can meet and reach some partners to apply for My for Machines. Okay, and My for Machine had two funding exchange. The first one was innovation support and was for ICT provider which TRL was between 5 to 7. Okay. And the other, and for innovation support, they have to apply as consortium, so they need a partnership before to apply to My for Machine Open Call. And for go-to-market support, they just need a letter of interest from industry partner that could be an SME or large company. But it is important to highlight the My for Machines only funded SMEs. Okay. SMEs, manufacturing SMEs or ICT providers. What else? Well, about the success stories of My for Machines, here we have the two examples. For example, Net for Resist, that is a project that offers a digital platform that provides real monitoring and analysis of energy consumption and carbon emission, enhancing energy efficiency and sustainability in manufacturing facility. This is a good example about how the ICT solution can help the company to be more greener. Okay. During this project, of course, when you work with a digital platform, you need data. Okay, so they have to include some, for example, IoT sensors in order to get this data and work with that data as well. And the second project, Intel 50001. You have an component solution with our open source. Okay, we have a question here in the chat. I'm going to try to answer at the end of the presentation. Both projects are trying to help to companies with a lot of energy consumption. Net for Resist is for a textile company, and the second project is for a mining company, so they are very intense in energy examples, but I don't have a lot of time in order to show more details about the project, so I'm going to leave here the link so you can see more details about the project. What are the benefits for SMEs to participate in My for Machine Open Call? I think I didn't mention it, but it was a cascade funding. So the benefits was access to additional funding, because through our accelerator program, we have for each sub-project funding, we have an internal project manager of My for Machines, and this internal project manager is as a mentor for the companies. So they, with the results of the IRL, the mentor suggests a kind of path during the accelerator program and defining what kind of training they have to attend, and to prepare also at the end of the accelerator program a coaching session where the companies can work with a specific goal inside their companies, identify other funding opportunities, The mentor also encouraged them to participate in different B2Match events or some challenges in other countries. So here the mentor is a key factor during the accelerator program. Of course, the companies expand their collaboration network. We support for the innovation and the technological development of the companies, internalization and access to new markets, of course, because through our dissemination communication strategy, we give them a lot of views around the social media, for example, encourage them to participate in international events. Risk reduction and investment, of course, because here through this cascade funding, they are reducing at least the financial risk for the ICT providers, because they don't know if the solution they are developing will work 100%, or if they have to make some adjustment. And from the manufacturing point of view, they reduce the financial risk, because they don't have to use their own budget to introduce the ICT solution on their companies, increase visibility and reputation on European level. For example, we are organizing our last event that's going to be a B2B event, and I can share with you the link. It's just what's just created, so we're going to update the information over there. So this is a good opportunity for the SMEs as well. Okay, some numbers from my machine. We have 21 funded projects in each open call. So we have 42 sub-projects that we are following. As industrial partner, we have reached 19 large companies and 25 SMEs as industrial partners. From the point of view of Spain and the impact in our region, we have funded with 420 key euros for Spanish SMEs. Okay, so as main applicants. Okay, so this is for ICT providers, but also we have some Spanish manufacturing companies involved in several projects. As you can see, the open call was open for all Europe, and not only for my machine regions. And I think it has been very successful open calls. We have received 345 proposals. Okay, around the 20% of the proposal was approved for Spanish companies. About the strategy of dissemination for dissemination of our result, of course, we have our website, which is going to be changed in order to have the website online for until 2027. We are preparing some infographic booklets in different formats. The booklets for the sub-project that we have funded have been very useful, because this is something that the companies can use in different events that they attend. We are preparing success stories for each sub-project. So until now, we have prepared 21 success story videos. So you can check on our website the success story video, or on our YouTube channel. So you can see there what kind of ICT solution the manufacturing company have been involved in, what kind of challenges they have been addressing. Most of them are related with resource efficiency, energy efficiency, reduced carbon footprints as well. we have prepared we have prepared some scientific publication. We are preparing 2 more, and the Enterprise Zero Network has been will support those SMEs that want to be part of the network with dissemination of the technology developed with the MindForMachine project or with other kinds of technology that they have inside of their companies. We are preparing also the sustainability plan of the project. We are thinking about how we're going to share all the knowledge that we have delivered through the accelerator program. And we don't know if we're going to be free for other European projects or for other non-profit organizations. It is something that the strategy is not defining yet, and we are thinking about to prepare MindForMachine 2.0. We are looking for the right open call to prepare the proposal. So I think it's a lot of information, I know, but I think I don't have more time. And that's all from my side. I'm going to leave you the website of MindForMachine here on the chat, so you can go and take a look. Sorry, I cannot see the chat because I'm sharing your screen, Banu. Banu? No, I cannot see the chat.
Oh, you can't see the chat?
No, I cannot see. Let's see. Now I can see the chat.
Now you can, okay.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm open to answer any question that the participants have.
Yeah, we will come to questions a bit later on.
Okay.
Thank you for this presentation, Janica, and I am now passing the floor to Roberto Lamas, who will speak about Digital Innovation Hub for life science, and he will speak about their services. So welcome.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you, everybody. Thank you for the invitation, and congrats to the staff for this organization, this wonderful event. My name is Roberto Lamas, and I come from DIH Data Life from Galicia, northwest of Spain. And I will try to explain briefly who we are and what we are trying to do to promote this digital innovation among our ecosystem, and a specific impact of this digital innovation among sustainability over our ecosystem. Well, who is Data Life? Data Life is the digital innovation hub to promote life science in Galicia. We want to achieve Galicia could be known in Europe as a reference region in bioresources, sustainability, and healthcare. Of course, using these amazing disruptive technologies as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, etc. The purpose of this to promote the improvement of the efficiency of the process of our SMEs. 2 main goals we are pursuing: acting as one-stop shop for anybody who is knocking on the door. We want to help them, and if we can help them properly, we make the derivation to the specific stakeholder that can achieve it. And of course, we want to provide them technological services that we are talking about in the next slides, but not only technological services. It's very important to make mention about innovation services, so important as funding advice. People are asking how they can pay this necessary digital innovation, training activities, digitization skill, ecosystem building, etc. So it's very important, for example, the help of stakeholders as FEUGA, who is helping us to promote training among our ecosystem. Who is Data Life? We are a non-profit association. We were selected as a strategic digital innovation hub in a competitive call by Galician regional government in 2019. And we applied for a digital innovation call in 2022 by European Commission, and we were granted with 5.5 million euros to provide technological services and innovation services to SMEs in our ecosystem. What is the differential role of Data Life? We fund off of data. Data is so important to us. We have a dream. All these dispersed, non-standard, privative data, we want to gather it, to collect it, to process this data, and try to extract relevant information for these SMEs can improve their efficiency, their efficiency. How can we help them for that issue? Using these facilitating technologies, Internet of Things to capture automatically this data, artificial intelligence to analyze this data and to offer them useful ways to view, to watch, to simulate these patterns, to extract any kind of patterns. Cybersecurity to assure the confidentiality of this data, and high performance computing to process this huge amount of data. And of course, we are devoted to help these four main value chains that they are very representative in Galicia region. We are focusing on agri-seafood, in forestry wood, in healthcare, and biotech. But of course, these kind of processes are driven by demand, and of course they are cross-sectoral, because cross-sectoral issues as sustainability or whatever, they are very related to this value chain. This is the members of Data Life Digital Innovation Hub, and they are the same for the European Digital Innovation Hub project. The only difference is that the pooling companies in the European project are only one. This is Televes. This is ICT, a large company that participates in the European project. The other four are not participating. As you can see, we think we have a very balanced consortium, because we have relevant stakeholders of all the research and development and innovation ecosystem. We have stakeholders from academia. We have 2 universities involved, and as well FEUGA, who is helping us to promote the technology transfer, training, etc. We have involved the relevant RTOs in Galicia in that issues, in energy efficiency, Energy Lab, ICT, RTO, Gradient, CESGA is the High Performance Computing Center in Galicia, etc. And of course, we have involved as well the more relevant clusters in each of these value chains, forestry, ICT, agriculture, and marine issues, biotech, healthcare, etc. And as well, we have pooling companies helping us to promote, to spread this innovation all across the value chain. This is a main overview of the main services we are promoting among our ecosystem. Trace the Root is a kind of initial advice for digital transformation. It's a diagnosis of digitalization status of each SME and a digitization plan report to apply the specific task to improve this digitization level. Connect is a B2B service to connect supply and demand needs and offered. Access, we help our SMEs who are asking for help to funding access. We are looking for private and public funding sources to apply these measures to improve their activity. Challenge, they came with a specific challenge, and we try to, through collaboration, try to respond to answer this specific need. Experiment is like a demo lab. Our partners have a lot of facilities, equipment, and we offer them the possibility to test a specific technology in their specific step of his value chain to prove it before they apply in the business operation. Boost, it's very important as well, because we try to collect this first data, and we try to extract this relevant information to allow these companies to make operational decisions to improve their operation. And Guide is try to put in contact with the specialized technology leaders to support in one specific issue. This is an overview of the background we have achieved during these years when we received the core funding by regional administration in 2019. We have to hear what are the demands of the ecosystem, because it's not the same pathway in some value chain, because some of them are first in class, but another partners, another SMEs in other value chains are early beginners. They don't have the same sensibility to digital innovation. So we make a lot of workshop digitization workshops, focusing in specific issues of this value chain. For example, for trying to digitalize the lab operations, trying to digitalize the agri-food management, to healthcare for elder people in residence, etc. During these years, we have supported almost 800 entities. So we think it's a very relevant data, because if you don't have an ecosystem, you have to create it, you have to shake it, and you have to evangelize it, and you have to explain the potential benefits to adopt this digital innovation, but you have to translate the possibility, the potential. You cannot talk about only big issues as artificial intelligence. Some of them, they don't understand what is artificial intelligence. You have to translate the potential of artificial intelligence to one specific improvement in the business operation. And below on the picture, I would like to introduce the European projects we are working on. We have a regional funding by Galician administration, but moreover, we participate in 4 European projects. The EDI Data Life project that I'm going to explain briefly now, but we participate as well in other 3 European projects. Happy Berry Agrotech, funded by Interreg funding. where it is involved 2 other EDIs in Spain, Andalucía and Extremadura, and 5 other regions in Portugal. Source Food, promoted by Horizon Europe. We are trying to improve the resilience and the sustainability of the value chain, the agri-food value chain, from the producers to the consumers. And finally, Agri-Food TEF, it is a kind of pan-European network with 60 million euros in each of 4 topics: healthcare, agri-food, smart cities, and another one I can't remember. And we can achieve a Spanish flagship, and we participate with Andalucía and Catalonia. And in Galicia, we are promoting the digitalization of agri-food industry. In 2023, we achieved the European funding by the EDI call with 5.5 million euros. It is co-founded by Spanish government, half by Europe and half by Spanish government, and we help in two main kind of services. The Test Before Invest, that they are focusing on technological services. We are going to explain briefly. And of course, the other kind of services that they are so important to achieve a better digitization, business support, including mentoring, including funding access, training that FEUGA is helping us to promote the digital skills among our ecosystem building, etc., etc. These are the main technological services we are promoting in this European project that it has been explained before. Trace the root. We are making a diagnosis of these early beginners that they don't know what is their digitization status. It could be done as well regarding cybersecurity issues. How secure is the operation of a company? And of course, we made a digitization report with calendared tasks and looking for fundings to apply to achieve these specific tasks. Demo labs, it's offer them the possibility to test one specific technology we are working in it for this specific operation. Data spaces, we are trying to promote federated spaces in each value chain we are working for. And technological application is the development and implementation of these research and development and innovation services through these disruptive technologies, artificial intelligence, IoT, high performance computing, etc. And I am making a short mention in 2 use cases. Well, this is a main. It's a short mention to 2 specific technological services. A partner of our consortium is providing in the EDI Data Life project. I cannot explain properly the process because it contains confidential data, but it's a profile of the company, and these are the operations we are providing then. This is an SME who is working to process a production of biogas and biomethane. And we are helping them to modulate and to simulate this kind of digestion of wastewater. The procedure, we are going to design and implement and monitoring the simulation test pilot at laboratory scale. The digital innovation, who is involved in it? The development of a predictive artificial intelligence algorithm to simulate the process on an industrial scale. The setup is divided into in three main areas. First of all, the analogic part is characterization of samples of this organic waste, the production of this biogas, and we have to digitalize all the process, taking these parameters in automatic way with IoT sensors, and proceed to make a simulation and design an algorithm to predict the process. The potential benefits on grosso modo, improving efficiency because you are applying a process automation, so less personal effort is needed. Of course, a reduction of greenhouse emissions, you are achieving a better performance. And of course, decreasing of energy consumption, because the simulation process allows you to program this process when you want. For example, when the energy cost is lower, or when you can use other kind of renewable sources of energy, etc. The other use case I want to mention is it's to achieve a digital life cycle assessment on a waste management process. This company, this SME, is specialized to make waste management in several sectors, as agri-food or forestry or electronic devices, and they want to develop a digital tool to help them to calculate automatically each life cycle assessment on any of these waste products. It allows them to obtain a certificate of this environmental impact procedure. We digitize the waste management process as well, using IoT sensors, capture automatically this data. And then our partner develop an intelligent and digital tool to calculate this environmental impact on each waste treated. Digital innovation in that case, of course, development of artificial intelligence algorithm, the setup of the simulation pilot, three main steps. The installation of IoT sensors to capture this information automatically. Development of this algorithm using specific software focusing on the types of waste managed. It's not the same if you are using agri-food waste or forestry waste or electronic devices if you are trying to recover minerals. And of course, finally, using cloud computing for calculating of environmental impact. Use it based on the parameters you are interested. The potential benefits, practically the same of the previous case. Reduction of the greenhouse emissions. You can sell among authorities, and you can sell among the market. You are treating your waste properly with a low impact over the environment. You can quantify the environmental benefits of this waste treatment. And of course, we think this measure are promoting the recycling. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roberto, for the presentation. And here we come with our last speech for today. I invite Nina Meglic, the colleague from also coming from the Chamber of Industry and Commerce from Steierska region. She's the coordinator of SRIP, which supports the transition to circular economy in Slovenia. So Nina, you're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. Just to...
Nina, aj tam pa tep nekaj zadaj govori, ali je to nekje drugje?
No, I don't
Is there
have...
somebody, now it's switched off. Yeah, we have heard probably a phone call.
Okay, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Nina.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this event today. I am happy to be here. Thank you for introducing me. Indeed, I coordinate a strategic partnership for circular economy in Slovenia. And I will explain everything about this best practice in the future slides. Okay. How can I move the slides? Thank you. So in your project, you are trying to also address key environmental legislation. And we believe that by establishing a cluster such as ours, the government actually addressed important strategic legislation at the national level as well as on the European level. We started a process back in 2015, 2016, called Smart Specialization process, which was proposed by the European Commission. These smart specialization strategies are present in all European Union member states on a regional level. In Slovenia, we don't have regions as we are a very small country, so this strategy was proposed for the whole country. On the picture in the slide, you can see 10 priority areas that were defined in our smart specialization strategy, and one of them is also transition to circular economy. So since the government at that time didn't have very specific cluster policy, they decided to establish strategic partnerships for research and innovation. And these were established on each of the priority areas that you can see in the picture. So besides ours, there are also other 8 that are dedicated towards delivering the goals of the smart specialization in Slovenia. So this is like this strategy is on the crossroads of the European Union's cohesion policy and regional policy, and of course also the policy that the government is pursuing towards regional development on a national level. Besides that, we also address with our cluster several goals which somehow focus on the environmental legislation targets that were proposed by the European Union and translated to national policies. So the main indicator for circular economy is definitely material efficiency. And we have to report as a country, as a member state to the European Union, how are we reaching it. So our cluster is focused to increase the material efficiency index in Slovenia by 2027 to 15.5%. This directly means that we are addressing also, on the other hand, the goals of the European Union's action plan for circular economy. To reach the goal, we are trying to establish new value chains in Slovenia in the field of circular economy. We promote circular business models, and we are focused to increase the member companies' revenues and exports. By that, we are also creating new employment opportunities and educating especially the employees in the companies with the new skills. And that is then, let's say, indirectly connected to the European skills agenda. The research and innovation is the main, let's say, goal of our partnership. This technology transfer from the research and academia to companies. Of course, we are putting our efforts to increasing the R&D investments in the country in general, and therefore contributing to the innovation scoreboard that is set at the European Union level. Okay, next slide. Yes. So how are we doing that? Our partnership has currently 97 members, and it's a multi-stakeholder platform composed of out of 60 companies, 18 NGOs, and 19 research and academic organizations. So we actually link all these different entities, which would naturally not collaborate, but for the purpose of transitioning to circular economy, they somehow have to, because without that, new value chains cannot be established. In order to, let's say, concentrate our activities, we defined priority areas of our cluster. The first one is devoted to sustainable energy. One would ask why, because energy is not directly linked to circular economy. Yes, but energy efficiency, in our opinion, is as important as material efficiency. So we try to implement methodologies for energy efficiency in the companies. And on the other hand, we also look at the opportunities to use waste as a source for energy, which in some certain cases is the only option to reduce the waste. The other areas are focused on one hand on the valorization of the biomass residues to create new products with higher added value. And besides bio, we also focus on sectors that have the highest potential for circularity. And these are construction, plastics, textile, and electronic and electric waste. We look at the possibilities how to use the residuals and create secondary raw materials, and also how to increase the added value by adding some new advanced functionalities. We encompass all these vertical value chains with two horizontal areas, which are green processes and technologies and circular business models. So the green processes and technologies are focused on introducing production approaches that would actually be based on zero waste principles and on enabling the closed energy and material loops by creating the technology platforms for example, for waste heat recovery, CO2 circular use, generation of some energy vectors such as biofuels, hydrogen from waste, and similar. Finally, circular business models are there to spread the knowledge, to promote these best practices that are already present in Slovenia abroad, to exchange know-how and experiences, to educate the workforce, and also to provide support services, which I will present in the continuation that enable to the speed up of these circular economy projects. The cluster is established with two co-founding members. These are the National Institute of Chemistry from Ljubljana, Slovenia, and Faculty of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering from University of Maribor. You can see what are our services for the members, and these are R&D project consultancy. We firstly create and bring together all the relevant actors for a certain value chain. And then once we have an idea how we are going to proceed, there is usually this next step to create a project proposal, or there is sometimes also direct collaboration if there are bigger investors at the table. Then we focused in the first years a lot also on trainings for circular business models and technologies. Now we provide more specific consultancy, individual-based and lower but more focused workshops that are directly targeting a specific problematic in the focus groups that I presented earlier. Then we do a lot of activities to support internationalization of our members, to create and to enlarge the business network in this field of circularity. So we organize economic delegations, we organize B2B meetings in abroad. We participate in international conferences to promote the best practices and similar. We are also representative of the country in several partnerships devoted to bioeconomy, hydrogen, wastewater treatment, bioenergy, for example. We collaborate with the state, not strictly linked to creating legislation, but to propose the mechanisms that would enable commercialization of these new technologies. And we do a lot of promotional activities, also publishing in scientific papers in order to spread the word about the innovative potential that is present in Slovenia, also in the region, and these days actually also to other continents. Okay, next slide, please. We impact section and the results that we have in the partnership are presented here in this slide. There are some, we are now functioning for 8 years. So the first years were definitely focused more on spreading the word about circularity and creating the platform. This is the first time that cluster for circular economy started to function in the country. So there were a lot of challenges in the beginning, but till today we already have some achievements which we can share with you today. The first one is, for example, the competences catalog. We did the analysis of the needs for competences among our members, and we also analyzed what are the gaps in the companies based on the future needs. So with this, we try to update the curricula in the universities because we are just now in Slovenia establishing this system of micro-credentials. So with the micro-credentials, we are positive that the gaps that are present currently in the companies will be fulfilled by short but very focused courses that the universities can offer in the fields of circular economy projects. Then for the 7th year in a row, we will organize this year an international conference. It's called Technologies and Business Models for Circular Economy, together with our co-founder, University of Maribor, Faculty of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering. Each year, this conference is held in Porto Roche in the beginning of September. It became actually a very good networking and matchmaking opportunity, since we bring at the table actors from the whole value chain, from the ministries to the universities, NGOs, and companies. And we present the latest development trends in Slovenia and Europe in the field of our focus areas that were mentioned in the previous slide. So you are all warmly invited. We also bring a lot of experts from abroad, and this is a very good opportunity to learn about best practices and how we can implement them on our cases. Then 2 years ago, we started to publish a call for inventions. These are ideas from from laboratory to prototype, sorry, that are mostly being developed currently at research at an academic level, based also on the initiative of the private sector. But they have this big obstacle, which is that they cannot be commercialized, since we don't have the appropriate mechanisms, and we lack risk capital in the country and in the region, I would say. So by publishing the call and awarding these ideas their recognition, let's say, giving them the recognition, we try to bring forefront the interested partners, financial institutions, which could support their scale up. Then we also implement life cycle analysis for the companies, and we educate them how to do that themselves. Life cycle analysis tool will become more and more important for the private sector in order to collaborate with their existing customers, especially if they are exporting. But not only that, the directive for green claims was adopted a few days ago. The green claims will have to be confirmed and verified by the LCA documents analysis, and without that, a company will not be able to publish a green claim anymore, either on the product or on the web page, because to prevent, of course, the greenwashing. Then we have a lot of good practices, examples of the science diplomacy that we started to implement together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Slovenia. Science diplomacy, in other words, just means that we try to connect not only companies, but also academic and research organizations that are working on a specific high-tech topic. And this is very relevant for circular economy. So we create delegations where all these different actors meet and discuss their current projects. And finally, besides the support services that we offer, we also include our members in our international projects devoted to bioeconomy, to hydrogen technologies, construction, the use of secondary raw materials in construction, access to pilot and demonstration infrastructure to test new products in the field of circularity, and development of green chemistry market, let's say, by introducing safe and sustainable by design principles that were published by the European Commission some months ago, and focus a lot on this influence on the environment, but also influence on the society when it comes to producing the chemicals. the benefits of the work that we did in the last years are seen through several best practices. I will mention 4 here in order not to take too much time. They are all published on our webpage. We tried to create a value chain that would produce and use biochar, for example, in Slovenia. This is something that is still not systematically addressed by the country. So we are now focused on creating the appropriate legislative environment, but also educating the companies about the potentials of biochar. The second best practice, for example, is a project that our members proposed and won a few years ago. It's a demonstration and pilot project focused on chemical and biochemical decomposition of packaging waste. A demo plant was established and upgraded here in Maribor, where we are located. We have a consortium of actors also focused on a production of knotwood and bark extracts with high content of polyphenols from silver fir biomass. This silver fir is very present in one part of Slovenia called Kočevje. And with it, you can create extracts for the use in food sector, in pharmaceutical sector, because it has a lot of positive benefits for the health. And finally, from last year on, we are also proud owners of a pilot plant for biopolymer production, together with our members, the Institute, the Chemical Institute, Glassworks Krasnik, and company Helios, producing coatings and resins. We bought a pilot reactor for biopolymer production, which will enable them to defossilize their production of coatings and resins. The future plans, yes. Of course, we want to grow our network because there is still a lot of potential in Slovenia to create new value chains. There are ideas arising every day. We would like to increase also visibility of Slovenia, especially in the cross-border region, with the know-how that we already gained throughout the years. We already collaborate quite a lot with the neighboring countries, but also with the Balkans. We would like to upgrade, of course, our services to the members and add new ones, especially when it comes to standardization. For example, there are ISO circular economy standards being prepared as we speak, and this will bring a big and important mechanism for all circular economy practitioners, especially in the private sector, of course, to advance these projects. And we will continue working with the state to prepare strategic inputs to foster research and innovation, especially for the sectors of strategic importance for our country, especially the energy intensive sector, that most of them are the creators of all the materials that are needed in order to support the green and digital transition. So we try to give them as much support and visibility as needed. Finally, and very short future plan is, of course, to create and to organize this conference in Portorož that I mentioned, and again, a warm invitation to all of you to join us and to be there with us. You can still submit abstracts in order to co-create our agenda, our program. The deadline for abstract submission is 30th June. So I would be glad to meet you there. And this is it. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you very much, Ina. I would like to thank all the presenters here sharing their valuable experiences with us. And also I would like to thank all participants that were very active in the chat. They asked many questions and I hope we have answered them. And if you still have any questions which have not answered yet, you can also send us an email, cbridge@imip.org.tr. So we will direct your message to the related expert, and we will provide you the information. And today we briefly give you an information about SeaBridge project. So please follow our website and social media. We use LinkedIn, very active, and we announce our events over there. So to have more information and to join our events, please follow our website. And also we shared with today funding opportunities for intermediary organizations and for SMEs. So please take this opportunity to go over EU funding opportunity, EU and funding tenders portal, and also Cordis website, and also Cascade funding. We talk about it, which is very important for SMEs to help for intermediaries to help their SMEs, and also to SMEs to boost their capacities actually. And also we shared 3 best practices from different parts of Europe, which were very inspiring for us. Mind for Machine is important to provide Cascade funding, which is very similar to SeaBridge project, and it needs worth to check its YouTube channel as well. So digital enterprise management is another best practices which inspire us to their methodology for diagnosis SMEs, and also their other services provide, like technology and innovational services. And finally, we discovered the research and innovation partnership support. So it's inspiring to the methodology they follow to reach the government and also to their target group, like how they understand today's constraints and their future plans of the future needs of the SMEs. So we will share all the presentations to you, to the participants. So please take a look at once again to the best practices, because they are very worth to check and go over and see, and it's really worth to exploit it and see if it's applicable to our industries, to our services. Because one of the aim of this workshop is to promote the capacity of intermediary organizations. So it's important to see those services and try to adjust them into our services and see how we can improve our capacities and also our services to SMEs. So again, as I said, you will have an access to those slides and presentations and also recordings in SeaBridge website. So when you visit the website, you will also have all related information about the project and the other workshop documents, etc. So today, thank you very much. If you have any questions, by the way, I can have it by chat, or if you do not have, we will end these sessions. Bernadette. If I have another questions like the from the chat, but it is just to me, the slides will be shared. Yes, the slides will be shared by the participants with the registered one, and also they will be placed in the SeaBridge project website so that you will have an access to have it. So if you don't have, Nisa, can you read if you have any questions in chat board? If you don't,
there is a question for Janissa. Do you have any examples of ICT companies or solutions which are open source?
I'm not sure. I just shared the booklet that we have prepared, but from my information, we have supported some technology which TRL is very low, between 5 and 7. So they most of the projects have developed ad hoc solution for the manufacturing companies. Maybe in the go-to-market projects, if you go to my information website and and click on the open calls, you will see the projects that have been funded. We have in the chain of go-to-market, we have funding a solution with a TRL higher between 8 and 9. Maybe there you can find technology the more advanced, but I'm not sure if they are open sources.
Thank you. There was also a question for Carlos, but I think during your session, you also have given the answer. We are a small SME, so how can we find a partner for this program? You explained it during the presentation, so, but in case there are any questions, there is email address of each speaker. So if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Banu also has given you the Seabridge common email, so all the questions might come there and be exploited to speaker or to the right person. So that's it, I guess. So thank you very much to everybody to participating. Thank you for really fruitful presentations of the speakers. As Banu said, explore and adopt. This is also the aim of such events. I wish you all a very nice day. Banu, if there is something you would like to say at the very end.
No, actually, if we don't have questions, then we will end the sessions. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Okay.
for the invitation.
Bye.
Have a nice
Yeah.
day.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.